A common way to describe our response to trauma is fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. A little learning about the 4 F's might help you in the level of trauma you experience during these challenging times. A significant experience of family trauma happened when I was 11, and I disappeared. When I was 8, my strong-willed 16-year-old brother was sent to Darlington Boarding School in Rome, Georgia. After graduation, he went to Center College for several months. The first winter after 1967's Summer of Love, he dropped out and hitchhiked to San Francisco. He slept around the corner from Haight-Ashbury in someone's closet where the door was removed for his bedroll. All my parents and sisters knew was that Baylor had disappeared without word or trace. For many months, they were frantic about all the unknowns. I don't know what I knew, except I know nobody talked about it. The stress was ubiquitous, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. I dealt with Baylor's disappearing by disappearing myself. I can tell you about my life at 10 and a whole lot from 6th grade, but I'd have to take the 5th with no memories at all of 5th grade. My sister says when she visualizes those months, she doesn't see me. I say, because I wasn't there. Several years later, as we became brothers, Baylor told me, I had a vision. I still don't know if it was real, a dream, or a drug trip, but I walked up on a guy leaning on the curb, and I knew that guy was me in a few years if I lived. Seeing me in that guy scared me to death, and I hitchhiked from San Francisco to Virginia Beach. I appeared at the dawn at the gates of the Edgar Cayce Institute. They cleaned me up, and I headed home. To mix a metaphor, the father didn't kill the fatted leg of lamb when the elder brother returned home. Instead, he got him a job at the box office of Actors Theater of Louisville. A mundane summer job of selling tickets began a lifelong calling into the business side of theater across the country before returning to Louisville to motivate donors to fund the arts during his last decade. 1.4 decades after 1968, a pastor on study leave at my seminary introduced himself to me in the library. How are your parents and brother doing now? He asked. Sensing my hesitation about why or how to answer his question, he said, I was a pastor across town from your church when your brother disappeared. Your parents would only talk to an unknown pastor, and I'm glad they came to me. We celebrated his homecoming. I also voted for you to come under care of Louisville Presbytery as you entered seminary. I think of that when courageous people entrust me with secrets they don't want revealed. Some come from my church, some come from other pastors, and some go to other pastors, counselors, spiritual directors, and coaches. The important thing is getting therapy and a companion. What intrigues you to learn more about fight, flight, freeze, fawn? How do you react to trauma in your life? Where do you go for therapy, counseling, spiritual direction, coaching, and support so you do not walk your journey alone?